Hello, everyone, and welcome back for Module 4. I'm recording this on Easter, so happy Easter, everyone. I hope you are not spending your day working. As you've probably seen, and what I've said to some of you already, is due dates are kind of flexible. I've put them in there to keep you on track, but if you're having trouble reaching those due dates, please let me know, and I will work with you. It's not a big deal. We've also got almost the whole week in Module 7 for you to have some time. I purposefully padded that in there for you to catch up, do revision, get any late stuff in. So don't be freaking out. Just keep in contact. So as for Module 4, it's called MLA Style, but we're mostly going to be doing work on APA and just dipping our toes into MLA Style at the end. So before we get into that, some important extra stuff that has come up in the past couple of mods that you would really need to know. So first of all, it occurred to me that you might not know how to accept the tracked changes that I've asked you to do for some of these documents. I certainly don't want you to be stressing about that. So I have created a little section in Module 4 that has a few videos that are going to show you how to do that, and then some of these other things as well. Second bullet, dealing with titles. What titles do you quote and what titles do you italicize? Almost all of you that have submitted anything so far that has had the title they say, I say, you've either quoted it or done nothing with it. So that's a book, and that's going to get italicized. I know titles can be tricky, so I've included three videos actually in this extra little section in Module 4 that show you how to deal with titles in writing. If you're old hat at that, you know what you're doing, don't bother watching them, but if you're struggling with it, go ahead and watch them. Third bullet, Grammarly. So Grammarly is incorporated into this course, but not until Module 7 when we talk about revision, which is kind of hinky because you have to be revising all along. So here I'm listing the link for you to sign up for your free Grammarly account. This is an online proofreader, and this is going to catch things like fragments, comma errors, period errors, things with quoting and titles and italics and all that kind of stuff. And it tells you how to fix them. So you're going to see also in the extra section in Module 4 a video that shows you how to use it and a link to sign up. Be careful because you have to use the grammarly.com/edu/sign-up to get the free account. If you don't use the edu, they're going to try to charge you, and it's confusing how to get back to where that is. So click on the link in Blackboard that I put for you to make sure you get to the right spot. If you already have an account that you set up in a previous Alvernia class, use grammarly.com/edu/sign-in to be able to get in. I just see on my screen that that's spelled wrong. Please ignore that. Okay. Fourth bullet, why are we doing this annotated bibliography? Well, for one, to get you to look through some of the sources and decide if they're good for you, but also to practice working with citations in APA style. So when you get them back from me, they're going to have all kinds of track changes all over them, showing you the errors that you've made in APA style. You can fix those errors and resubmit for a better grade. Finally, fifth bullet, more on APA. So as I said earlier, this module, you're really still working on APA. You're going to do an outline that shows where you incorporate sources, and I recommend definitely read the instructions very well, look at the rubric. You're going to do your first draft where you use in-text citations. You have the title page, the references page, all of that. And it won't be until you get to towards the end of this mod, hopefully, that you really start looking at MLA, because it can be confusing to be doing both of them at the same time. However, whatever style you're using, use the handbook. You don't keep this stuff in your head. There's no room in your head to have APA and MLA memorized. Always have a handbook handy so that you can open it up, check to see if you're doing the citing correctly, because it changes, and you'll probably use different citation styles once you get on out there through your career. So, okay, what we're going to cover during this module, we're working through the They Say, I Say book. You've got the next two chapters, 4 and 5. There's also a quiz on those. I already mentioned the outline and the first draft of the APA paper and MLA style. So now, the outline with sources. You have your choice. You can search for more sources outside using EBSCO, which we didn't get to yet, and that's why I've provided you with sources. Remember, they are in the Module 3 Learning Resources folder. There is a list of sources with links that take you directly to them. You don't have to use them, but I recommend that you do. This outline will probably be about 3 or 4 pages because you're using an indented outline format. Your actual paper will probably be a little longer. The purpose of this assignment is to plan out where you're going to use your sources in your paper and how you're going to structure your argument. It's easy when you have an outline to see how you're building up the argument and what kinds of transitions you're using, and especially if you follow the assignment directions exactly. And again, I recommend really look at the rubric to see what I'm asking for. I don't do this to torture you. I know a lot of people don't use outlines, but this is kind of forced practice, thinking through where you're going to strategically use your sources. And then if it works well for you, you should be able to just flesh out your outline, add more writing to it, add in naysayers, incorporate more sources, respond to sources, and then it's super easy then to get a rough draft by the end of the mod. Okay. Finally, when we get to MLA style, you'll watch a video on setting up an MLA document, which is much easier than setting up an APA document and creating citations and in-text citations for MLA, which again is a little bit different than APA. They ask for different things to go in those citations. And that's because of the kind of style we're using. MLA is really more about ideas, where APA is more about medical research, and dates are super important. With MLA, ideas, when they came to be, not as important as, say, like the research on a cure for cancer or something like that. So it's just a super brief version of why they're so different. Okay, finally, you have a task list. I've already posted it up in Blackboard, but you can think of it as kind of 3 parts. The first one is continuing progress on that APA project. Please submit questions on the general discussion board if you've got them. I'm sure other people have the same questions. So if you haven't submitted the annotated bibliography yet, that's fine. Do it sometime this week. Then do your outline, and then do a rough draft, not until way at the end of the week. Second part, read those They Say, I Say chapters, take the quiz, and look over the Little Seagull Handbook section on incorporating research. And then finally, the MLA stuff. This is a crazy busy week, I know that. So just try to stay on top of it, and if you're having trouble, please let me know. Hopefully things are going well for you. The things that you are submitting are actually super duper excellent, and I'm excited to read them. So good luck this week, guys.